the pool used to have water in it, but over time it wasn't maintained well, and they don't now.
It probably leaks in the floor below.
Yeah. But they felt people in the pool with them, but there's no one there.
Oh, no, that would not be cool.
No.
No way.
They see shadowy apparitions there.
You feel vulnerable enough swimming in the water, let alone there's a spirit swimming with you? No, thanks.
No, thank you. That small room under the stairs that I told you about, that's Grumpy's house, basically. And he will be heard growling under there, and glowing eyes have looked back at people, and a very bad feeling of dread.
That's not good.
And then he scared little kids out of the pool from growling. Like, they take off, like, I'm out.
I would.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then, this is kind of sweet. The psychic Peter Jane passed away, and he's been seen and photographed there.
That's crazy.
His last wish was to have his ashes placed on the board at Queen Mary. He just had, for one, the Queen Mary basically made him famous.
Right.
But the shitty thing is, when the lease changed hands, the new lease holders were like, we don't want his ashes here, get rid of him. So they made the family come get him. That man's dying wish was to have his ashes on the Queen Mary. Let him have his damn ashes on the Queen Mary.
Exactly.
But they've seen him there and talked to him. People have seen him and talked to him. The Queen Mary is famous for lots of things. She's beautiful. She's huge. Actually, the Poseidon Adventure, it was inspired by the Queen Mary because there was a journalist on the boat during war, and it hit a wave and brought it up so high in the air, and it made it feel like it was going to capsize, but the Queen Mary didn't. It made him, ended up writing the Poseidon Adventure based on the way the ship looks. If you've ever seen the Poseidon Adventure, it creeps me out because I hate the thoughts of being upside down in a ship like that. That's horrifying. But if you think about what it looked like the ship did, in the description of this, it very much sounds like the Queen Mary.
Right.
But lots of movies have been filmed in the Queen Mary. Tons of them have been. And then an episode of Ghost Hunters was there, but it's like a controversial episode because Disney, I think it was, you know the room where the dad killed his kids? It was B474. Well, they decided to play off the fact that there was a haunted room there, but actually made it a different room, and no one could stay in it, and it was supposed to be haunted and stuff, and they actually made it haunted, but it wasn't. It was fake. And that's the room that the Ghost Hunters stayed in. They didn't stay in the real room. They stayed in the fake one.
Oh.
Yeah. So everything that was happening wasn't real, and they knew it. That's why it was controversial. There's so much happening on that ship. You choose to go to the one that was just a fake thing to draw, just for fun, instead of the stuff that's really happening, you idiots. So it's been 85 years since her first voyage, and 50 years since she's been at Long Beach. Because when Long Beach decided to lease it out, part of the contract was that the people that they leased the Queen to had to maintain her. That was part of the lease. People are assholes.
Oh, yeah.
And they decided not to do that. They decided to be cheap about it. So years of neglect by different leasers, not fulfilling their contract, she's rusting and in ill repair. She had to close March of 2020 due to the pandemic, but she cannot open her doors because she's in such shape.
Bad shape?
Yeah.
Aww.
Rusted structural steel, a weathered hull, and tons of leaks. And then, there's the flood alarm is not working anymore, so the doors aren't going to shut. So if she starts to flood, she will capsize. There's nothing stopping it. They can't do anything about it. So they removed, Long Beach pulled the lease from the last leasers, and they're trying to figure out a way to fix her.
But honestly, when you lease an apartment, it's not your job to maintain it.
But however, if it's in your track to do it and you're not doing it.
Yes, but if they're getting it and they're keeping it at the same rate it was when they got it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think they are. What happens is over time, if you're not fixing things as they go.
So I can't imagine how expensive it would be to fix shit in that ship. So I think it's I think Long Beach needed to do more things sooner than they decided now when it's almost to the point of no return. Is ignorant on their part. They have to, just to be able to fix it so she's semi-safe, it's going to cost $23 million. Oh my God.
And that's just the bare minimum. There's millions more dollars worth of stuff that have to happen, which is sad. One of the things they were talking about doing is dismantling her and making her into a coral reef, which is what they've been doing a lot with metal structures. which is kind of cool. Like the bridge, one of the bridges down by New York City that goes into White Plain. It's called it's Cuomo's Bridge now, but it was called something else before. I can't remember. When they took that one apart, they prodded it out and they actually started making a new coral reef. They put it down for like a structure for a coral reef, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Way to recycle that stuff. But the Queen Mary's, there's so much history there. Like, I don't want her to capsize.
No.
It makes me so sad. She's listed to the top 10 places.
Well, Colleen, you need to just dig into your piggy bank.
And I know. Get my $23 million
to fix it.
She's in the top 10 haunted places, according to Time Magazine. In the 31 years she crossed the Atlantic, a total of 1,001 times. So that last time back to California was the extra one time. She steamed 3,704,017 nautical miles. 3,794,017 nautical miles.
That's a lot of miles. Holy crap.
And carried over 2,115,000 passengers. The amount of people that step foot on that, just that alone, the energy in that place, you know, and it's just, she's so unique and it's so different, and it's just, she's beautiful. Like, if you see pictures and like inside and outside, and I kick myself in the ass because knowing that I may never ever get to go on it. I could have went then and I didn't do it. Why didn't I do it? I just didn't get drunk and gone.
You should have.
But you can, there are some virtual tours. You can go on, I think on thecousinsweird.com. They also have where I found the videos that I watched were on their YouTube, and they were actually education videos for the high school that they did in Long Beach. They're actually, the one with Captain Jones, interviewing him was so good, and he was so sweet. And then there's one, and oh my God, this guy was precious. He started his career as a crew member when he was 15 after the war. He wanted to go on. His cousin was in the war, and he brought back stuff from somewhere else. He was a naval person from Argentina, someplace, and this stuff was. So he said when he was little, he was working at like 10 years old, putting stuff on roofs. Like, they didn't have a lot. It was a bad time. The war was happening. It was not a good time, and they didn't have nice things. And his cousin brought back these like beautiful things and gave him one. And he's like, I need to get on the sea. I need to do what he's doing. So at 15, when they were hiring for people. When they came back after the war, he became a bellhop. And he was a bellhop, and then he moved up to something else, and he moved up, and he kept moving. He sailed until the late 60s, early 70s on the ship. Or no, it would have been the 60s when it retired.
Right.
He sailed until he was on it till he retired.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
They interviewed him, and they brought him back to walk on the ship. And he was all teary-eyed. Oh. And he called her his girlfriend. And he was the most precious thing. And just talking about the parties. And they had video of it. And, like, the famous people he met. And, like, all the stuff that happened on that ship. Can you imagine?
Oh, I have to watch that interview.
Yeah. It was so good. And it was so sweet. And I don't know. There's just something special about the Queen Mary.
Yeah.
Like, just watch, like, hearing this stuff. But, like, just the history of that ship. And, like, all that she did. And the fact that she was a badass during the war. And she just, I don't know, she's special. And I'm really sad that I never walked on her. And I may never, because she might sink to the bottom of the ocean.
So when are you going to get back to California?
And when am I going to, I got to go back. Work's going to have to send me, because I'm not flying out there any other way. I'm just so mad at myself for not doing it. But anyway, hopefully she gets the money she needs to be fixed. You can go on, like I said, queenmary.com and see, like, what it is now. It's a hotel. They have, like, 2 restaurants now. One's a fancy.
So it still is open.
It's not open.
No.
The doors. The hotel is there, but you can't get on it.
Oh.
No, it's shut because it could sink any day. So, but you can go on to the website queenmary.com and see what it looks like what it looked like. I mean, I bet it looks nice on the inside still. You can't see where the damaged stuff is. It's below.
I could just imagine it has that old, musty, abandoned
like literally
smell.
The people were using duct tape on things to keep the leaks. You don't put duct tape on a 75,000 ton ship.
No.
That doesn't work.
No.
I mean, a canoe, you can get away with it. But a 75,000 ton ship, you can't do that. Can you imagine the creaky, that part of creaks? That's the worst part of the Poseidon Adventure to me, where they hear the creaking of the metal.
No thanks.
I'm going to puke. Just the thought of it. That movie gives me great anxiety. It's horrifying. So, anyway, that's the story of the Queen Mary.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. It has history. It has ghosts. It has all the things I love. I love all those things.
I do too.
So we hope that
murder, accidents.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things.
All kinds of stuff.
Everything you can possibly think of.
Happened.
For suspense happened on that ship. Really cool. Yeah. So if you liked this episode, you should follow us because we have great episodes all the time.
We do.
And we release every Monday. And eventually we're going to have our terrible trends and we're going to be releasing twice a week. Soon.
Probably in the new year.
Yeah. Start of the new year. That's a good idea.
Start the new year out like that.
With that way. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at The Cousins Weird. And you can reach out to us with your stories and such at
thecousinsweird@gmail.com.
And you're going to see our link tree in the description, which is going to lead you to our webpage. And it'll also lead you to where you can buy merch from us. And also, if you want to support us so we can get better microphones and more merch and maybe do more giveaways, you can...
We're going to try to do a giveaway this month and next month. So for the holiday season, we'd like to give away some of our own merch. We're going to see if we can work that out. Maybe some other stuff.
Yeah, we'll do a little giveaway.
I am an esthetician, and I get, professional skincare products so that I can raffle off. So
there you go. So if you want to support us because you love what we do and you think we're awesome, you can do that. Did you know that? You can go to buymeacoffee.com/thecousinsweird, but that'll be in the link tree too. And you can do a one-time donation and buy us a beer or a coffee, whichever we feel like that day. And
I need coffee today because
oh
my God.
And then you could also do a monthly donation. That'll get you a sticker. You're going to get a special email from us. You're going to get inside scoops and special things you can't get nowhere else. So you should do that. Nice. That's going to be fun. So we hope you have a fantastic week.
Yep. And stay freaky,
friends.
Bye.